All right. Well, welcome to What Are We Screaming About? Wonderful guest here, Summer, the mother of a phenom. You have a 9-year-old phenom, track and field, soccer. So let's get into it. How did you get her involved first and foremost?
Well, soccer came first. She tried everything: dance, gymnastics, basketball, all of it. I'm a dance coach. She went to dance class. She cried every single time. I mean, uncontrollably. So we tried everything. But when I put her, we went to, what is it called? Mommy and Me Soccer. And I remember the first time, I have it on video, she shot a goal
Yep.
with her left foot, which at the time I didn't know a lefty was a thing, right? I knew nothing about soccer. Never played it, never watched it, zero. And so she shot the ball, and I'm like looking around, and all these kids are 2, 3 years old, and I'm like, okay, nobody's reacting. I guess it's not a thing. It's nothing.
Right.
But then, COVID hit. That ended. We had to all take a break from everything. COVID ends, and I think it was, or one of my coworkers told me about a program at a local club. And so I was like, let's try it. She hasn't played soccer in forever, however long COVID lasted. And so we went, and there was something. Even the coach knew.
The
like,
it factor.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the it factor. I mean, she was 4 or 5, but
Okay.
there was something there. And he was like, how long has she been playing soccer for? And I'm like, well, she played Mommy and Me. I don't know if that's real soccer. That's, having fun with bubbles and parachutes and everything else. Anyway, beyond the soccer, when she got older, she asked me to put her in track. That wasn't my decision. That was something that she wanted to do. So I said, sure, I'll put you in track. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. So I had known some of her other soccer teammates were running track. So I asked the moms, where do you guys run? And we signed up, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. And now she's playing, I know she's playing on this top number 3 in the country.
No, it's number 2. You
Oh,
know that.
number
Yeah.
2 in the country soccer club at 9 years old. So you mentioned there about fun in the beginning and the bubbles and having the fun. At 9 years old now, playing on one of the top clubs in the country, is she still having fun?
She is.
And why do you think that is?
Why is she still having fun, or why do I think she's still
I
having
mean,
fun?
the pressure. I mean, there must be pressure playing
I don't think she feels the pressure. And I think that that's because of, I don't know what the coaches' conversations are when coaches talk to the kids as a team. Like, because I'll ask her, hey, what did coach say?
Right.
And it's like a game of telephone. She comes back with an answer that makes absolutely no sense. So I'm thinking, who knows what the coach is telling the kids? But I know she's having fun because she's with her friends. The private lessons that she does, which is not that many, she loves the coach. He makes it fun for her. And she enjoys being on the field. She loves to run. She loves to score goals. And there's never a moment, except maybe this past weekend, where she got upset, not because of her performance, but because of her teammates actually telling her what to do when she's on the field. And that's the first time I've ever seen her bothered by anything game-wise or soccer-wise in her entire life. But beyond that, she's always having fun. And I make sure that she has fun because I think that's the key component to making the kids not burn out.
Absolutely. And with this podcast, I want to talk to parents, coaches, referees, everyone, because my concern, after being in athletics for 50 years, my concern is the state of where we are right now with youth athletics. That some of the fun is being taken away, that it is results based, that parents are looking for the D1 scholarships, the pro contracts. You mentioned private lessons, trainers, nutritionists, but the fun, in my opinion, has to be the basis, the fun. So you mentioned private lessons. Why? Why do you take her to private lessons?
The first club she was at, the training wasn't what I thought it should be. Not knowing anything about soccer, I just knew something was missing, right? Like she needed an individual to work with her to hone her shooting skills, her dribbling skills, because as a team sport, from what I saw, the coaches weren't really focusing on that. They were focusing on the team aspect of the team, not the individual player, which would make sense, right?
Sure.
So I felt like she needed somebody to work with her on the individual player. Like that aspect of it was missing when we switched clubs. So I was doing lessons 7 days a week,
Wow.
except on practice days.
7 days a week?
We were going hardcore. But then she switched clubs, and the training was night and day.
Okay.
The coaches, first of all, there were 9 girls on the team, 7v7, 9 girls.
I got to stop you for a second. Is 7 days a week healthy for
No.
a 7, 8-year-old?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But at the time, everybody was doing it, right? So you follow along with the parents. You're like, oh, if I don't do it, you know, she's not gonna, like, how's she gonna keep up,
There you
right?
go.
Like,
Yep.
so you just jump on the bus and you pay all this money for all these private lessons, which aren't cheap, and
Yeah.
you know, you do what all the other parents are doing. It's like peer pressure. But when she switched clubs, not only was the drive a lot longer, right? You're in the car for a long time. You don't have that free time like you used to. It is still 2 days a week of practice, but on your off days, the last thing you feel like doing is playing soccer.
Yeah.
And if I feel like that as an adult, how is she feeling as a
Absolutely.
9-year-old kid? Like,
Absolutely.
so we cut it to, she goes to a private lesson 1 day a week. And I ask her coach, what does she need to work on? First touch, first touch, first touch,
Yep.
first touch, first
Of course,
touch.
Of course.
That's it. That's all he ever says is first touch. And I say shooting, right? Because she scores goals. She needs to learn
Yep.
how to shoot the ball. And then she plays futsal once a week on Fridays. It's an hour. But she does it with her friends, her old teammates from her old club,
Wow.
and some of her teammates from her current team that live locally, that
Sure.
don't live where the club is. So it's always fun for her.
But you know, you mentioned something interesting. You said peer pressure. It's not peer pressure for your daughter.
No.
It's peer pressure for you as the parent. And that's, you know, that's where we're getting to, as you know. I mean, my children haven't played youth sports for years, but the new era is I have to keep up, correct?
Yeah.
Wow. So what if you don't keep up?
You always worry that you're not keeping up. But I can tell you the majority of the kids of the team that she's on, and she's on the second team, right? The number 2 team.
Right.
There's a team above her.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that those kids don't really do privates.
No.
And it's also, number one, is because of what we're receiving from the coaches at the club.
Sure.
You don't feel like you need to, right? Because the girls on the team are all so skilled. It's like, to miss practice, I feel you're at a disadvantage. So I make it a point to get there because I feel like she's with some of the best kids in the country. That's where she's going to learn the most. Not from, you know, this private lesson over here 7 days a week where it's just her and some random kids that probably aren't even at her level, right?
Right.
Usually the kids are going to be below her skill level.
Right.
So it's like she's not being challenged. I'd rather her be challenged. I'd rather be at practice. And I think it's the same with the other parents. Like, they see the value of where they are.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because me being a high school athletic director, it's education-based athletics. And hearing the peer pressure that you're feeling on the soccer field, do you feel that same pressure for her in the classroom?
No. I don't think that this world is academic based anymore.
Wow. Well, there you go. And this is exactly
And I
what
work in
we're-
academics.
I know. And this is
I was a dean of a high school.
But
you
this
know,
is what
so-
we're talking about,
Yeah.
how there has become a major shift in that. And we're going to get to that in a second. But now we've got to jump from the soccer field to the track. Because I know your daughter at 8 and 9 years old has gone to the Junior Olympics and won gold medals. That's why I started off by saying she's a phenom at 9. So tell me now, how'd the switch to track and field, and what is the demand there? Now she's playing soccer, running track, and going to school. What is she in, 3rd, 4th grade?
4th.
4th grade, a 4th grader. So tell me about track and field.
Oh, track and field. Not a fan of track meets. You and I have talked about
Yeah.
that before. Long days. You know, soccer games are, you have a time, it's done, it's over, it's an hour long. Track meets last all day long, sometimes into the evening, which is hard for her.
Right.
You know, this past season was her second year doing track. I mean, she's only
Right,
done it for
right.
2 years. So I feel like there's less pressure. It's an individual sport. It doesn't become a team sport until you're on a relay, which is it wasn't last year, but this year it comes with some drama. I mean, that's where it turns from an individual event to, you know, everyone's vying for a spot.
Yeah.
But the problem is at the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves. Whoever the fastest kids are the fastest kids. There's
Right.
nothing you can really say about it. Although they still try to, you know,
Yeah.
make it so it's different. But yeah, we went to Junior Olympics 2 years in a row. Silver, bronze first year, gold this year. She ran the 4x4 this year. Well, she did the 4x1, but
Okay.
we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 4x4.
We only wanna
That was
talk
her
about
main
the
event.
gold medals. Oh, my
that was her
goodness.
main event.
Only the gold.
And, yeah.
Okay, all right.
They switched her to the anchor at the last second, literally right before the race, and she brought it home. But
Wow.
track is different. It's very different than soccer. I mean, it involves running, and that's, I think, why she likes to do it.
Yeah.
But it's a different sport,
Sure.
completely.
Yeah. But let's go back to what you said about academics and how the world has changed. And I can tell, you know, you're a wonderful mom, but you have a standard. You know, your daughter's playing on the number 2 team in the country at 9 years old. She's winning gold medals at Junior Olympics. The standard is high. Why do you think, because yes, you do work in education, why do you think that our society has changed when it comes to young people? Because you know the statistics. To be a Division I athlete for a female soccer player is 4%. 4% for Division I. 7% for college soccer at that level. So why does it feel like, at least to me, that parents are putting their eggs in that basket versus the academic side?
Academics are boring.
Okay.
I mean, you know, there's value to academics, of course. Like, I have a master's in education, you know, I have an administrative credential, I have all the things, right?
Sure.
But what do I do for a living? I work with numbers. I'm in finance. I do HR. You know, what I went to school for isn't what I'm doing now. And for kids this day and age, it's a different time. Like, yes, academics is important. You need it to, if you want to play in college, but I mean, number of people going from high school to pro.
Yep.
It's like, do you even need to go to college anymore? I look at what my daughter is learning sports-wise. I know how much private lessons are. The ability level that she has is only going to grow as an athlete when she gets older.
Sure.
If she decided that she wanted to not, you know, play sports anymore at whatever age, she could charge $150 an hour and make more money than I do with someone who has all
Sure.
these degrees and everything. I mean, she can train kids and, you know, for a couple hours a day, and she's going to make more than I make in a week.
Yeah.
So, yes, academics is important. I make sure that her homework is done. I make sure she's understanding as much as I can. I make sure she knows how to read, write, and do basic math. But I just think it's a different society today. It's about gratification. It's about excitement. It's about, you know, instant everything.
NIL deals now in college.
I mean, it's...
You mentioned young people, 15, 16 years old, you know, going to the pros.
Yeah.
So, yes, things have changed. But what if she comes to you next year or 2 years from now and says, I don't want to play sports anymore? How's that going to impact you as a mom who's put all this time, money, resources into something that you've seen in her athletically? But what's going to happen if she comes to you and says, I don't want to do it anymore?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Because she has a gift, right? I don't think her gift is education. Some people are going to be scientists, this, that. Not that she can't be, because she loves to create things and invent things, and she'll probably be an engineer someday. Who knows? But she has a gift, and she doesn't know it. I know it. She doesn't see that she's special. She knows she's fast. She knows she's good at soccer.
But don't all parents think that about their kids?
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Okay.
Like, you know, when your child and you're like, like, that's different. Like, she's different. You know, she's, you put her on a field with an average group of soccer players, there's a difference. You put her on a field with kids that are better than her, she's going to rise to that level to try to be as good as them. You know what I mean? Like, she has a gift in an area that's not academics. And for her, if she was to say, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't know if, for me, I don't think that's the right decision. Yeah. But she's also only going to be 10. Yeah. So at what point do you step in as a parent and say, hey, when you are older, when you are 18, you know, maybe that's when you make a decision for yourself about sports. Because I do think that kids need to be active.
Absolutely.
I'm not one of those parents that's, you know, here, just go sit on your iPad and do nothing all day. I mean, she needs to be doing something. Because if you let her, she will sit on her iPad all day.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Well, again, that's where we are. And so that's great that you're keeping her active. But, you know, I also want to talk about, you know, again, we're living in a results-based environment, society. We've mentioned several times about her being top, her being elite, the pressures, but the parents, sideline behavior. Tell me about that. I mean, do you ever witness on a Saturday morning crazy sideline parents? Because we see it all the time. I just saw it yesterday, another clip of a youth football game, 8-year-olds, bench clearing brawl, parents are fighting. Is that because of the pressure? Do you witness that type of thing?
Not at the games that I'm at. But there is pressure from parents. I mean, my daughter will tell me, you know, parents are chanting, tackle her, take her down, get her, you know. Or they're swearing at the kids, or they're talking to specific players on the team, which will, our sideline is pretty chill. You don't really hear much. You'll hear parents cheering on their kid or other kids, but you never really hear them berating other kids. And maybe that's because we're on a high-level team. Yeah. I don't know.
And you win all the time.
We win all the time. But that's not true, because we've lost more tournaments this year than we won.
What happens when you lose?
We don't act crazy.
No,
I mean, it's just like, we're usually playing older teams, right? Yeah. So it's like, I think that comes with the territory. If you're playing up, you have to know they're bigger, faster, stronger, and you could possibly lose this game. You can lose any game. I say that all the time. I say that to my daughter all the time. Where, you know, you're not going to win everything.
Yeah.
And when she, like, other kids on the team, they'll start crying if they lose, but she doesn't cry because I'm like, hey, like, that's part of life. Like, you're going to lose games. I mean, but parents are probably the worst part of youth sports. They're the ones that make it bad.
That's why we're examining this, because parental involvement has become over the top, in my opinion. I mean, when I was playing back as a kid, the parents were true spectators. They came, they cheered, they clapped. My mom used to wear my jersey, and that's my son. But it was never anything negative. It was never anything towards players, coaches, referees. And we have changed. We have changed. And that's why we're doing this podcast. You know, what are we screaming about? Why are we so intense? Is it because of the end game? The NIL deals, the D1 contracts, the pro contracts. Yeah. That's what it is, in your opinion?
It's at all costs.
It's at all costs.
Yeah. I honestly think a lot of parents would be okay with their kid hurting another kid intentionally to win a game.
Oh, my goodness.
I do.
Wow.
I mean, playing high-level soccer, for a parent to say, get her,
Yeah.
is different than get the ball. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, it's two
Absolutely.
different things. And when I hear parents say, get her, and they're talking about my kid, I'm like, why her? Like, you're trying to get the ball. You're not trying to get the kid. You win games by shooting in
Sure.
the goal, not by hurting a kid, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be bigger, faster, stronger if you want to get the ball. So I think there's a fine line between good sportsmanship,
Yeah.
which doesn't really exist anymore.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what a statement from a mom of a 9-year-old athlete that sportsmanship really doesn't exist anymore.
And it's from parents, it's from the top down. I truly believe it, because when there's a parent on the sideline and we played a friendly game this past weekend, but you hear the parent. I mean, when my daughter comes off the field and she says, yeah, they were telling so-and-so to tackle me. And we know so-and-so, right? Like I would never tell my daughter, go tackle her. I would say, get the ball. Like, your job is to get the ball and go to the goal.
Yeah.
Not to hurt somebody else intentionally, not to...
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow.
It's a different day and age.
It is a different
But this
day
is
and
the
age.
only day and age I know, right?
Right, because now you being a parent, this is what you know. But you come from a, professional dance background. I mean, you've been around, athletics, being a professional dancer. It's the culture. And we've talked about this before, because the culture, it is somehow acceptable in youth sports to scream at your child, scream at coaches, referees, opposing teams.
It
At a
is.
dance recital, could you imagine going to a dance recital and screaming out at your kid, spin faster, kick higher? Why don't we do that?
They do it after.
They do it after. Wow.
Yeah, it's different. Take your kid aside and tell them what they need to do next time. It's not like a sport where it's 1v1.
Yeah.
It's a team against another team, but you want your individual kid doing their best. But dance moms.
Yeah. But still,
know?
the culture of athletics has changed to where it is so intense on the sideline. And again, no disrespect to parents, because there's a lot of great parents out there. We know that. From what you're saying, you understand from your daughter when she's having fun, when she's not, how to balance her academics with her sports, when to pull back from so much individual training. So there's great parents out there, and by no means am I bashing parents, but it's changed. It's changed.
Yeah.
So again, with that said, with your little phenom that you have, what is your end goal for your daughter? What would you like to see 5-10 years from now?
I just want her to have accomplished what she was put here to accomplish. Like I said before, she doesn't realize that she's special. She doesn't realize that she's gifted. So whatever that means for her, if that means playing D1, if that means being a pro soccer player, I have no idea. I think...
Olympics.
Yeah, I think parents this day and age, because there's so much with social media, and you see all the successes of people, right? You never see the non-successes anymore. You see everybody is so successful.
Yeah.
You don't see really the path that you took to get there. So for her, I just want her to be the best she can. And we've had the conversation before about me providing that to her.
Yeah.
I'm able to provide her the path to what I think is success. And this is coming from a mom who has never played soccer in her life. I didn't know what offside was. I'm still struggling with what it means. But to give her that opportunity that I never had, because I never had that opportunity growing upstate New York, whether I wanted to be a dancer, a model, this, that, or the other, there was no opportunity for me. And she is an above average kid. Maybe not academically, but in sports she is.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to guide her in that direction, to make her the best she can possibly be, whatever that ends up being, hopefully it ends in success.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's track or soccer, or if she decides she wants to try a different sport, she likes ping pong. She likes it all. So, and the whole women's flag football thing
Yeah.
now, it's like the opportunities are endless.
Women's sports are growing.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge supporter of women's sports. So yeah, let's keep it going. Well, I'll tell you what, you have been very insightful, very honest, which I appreciate the honesty because, again, I want this podcast just to be a little piece of us having living room conversation, but hopefully for viewers to see a little bit of themselves, how they can be maybe more positive, but more understanding of never forgetting when you went to Mommy and Me soccer and how that started and the joy that your daughter was having. If we can continue to keep that joy and eliminate some of the pressure, some of the stress, the anxiety that's put on these young athletes, then hopefully this podcast will do its job. But you have been fantastic.
Thank you.
And continued success to your daughter. She is a little phenom, so let's keep her going. And one day, who knows, on the podium at the Olympics or playing in the World Cup. We hope it happens.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
being on.